Good day of the week, listeners. It's ya boy Crispy, and you are tuned in to Final Thoughts Media Podcast Edition. So open your ears and have a great day on purpose. Man, it has been a week and a month since I've been on the mic. Whoa, it is nice to be back. Oh, sorry about the long wait, everybody. I had some stuff going on, and honestly, I was a little tired, so I had to take a break. But I am back, and this week we are looking at Black Sands, episode 4. Let me see what happened these past couple weeks. Well, for those of you who are following, Ragamuffin got adopted, and I'm kind of sad, but in the same breath, it's a hollow victory, because I mean, as much as I would have loved to keep him, I understand that this hopefully will be his forever home, and he'll get the care and the love and everything that he needs, and you know, he can rip, roar, and be the little munchkin that he is. If I have a video, I think I'll post it on Instagram. But other than that, all right, what else happened? Gotta give props to my boy. He just became the sous chef. Man, we call him Sue now. Sue, what's up? Man, it is great. I'm so happy for him. He is moving up. I said, let's see what else happened at work, man. A lot has happened, just interpersonal, but honestly, I'm not going to talk about it up here. Life has honestly been pretty good, though. Let's see. That's what happened last week. Last week, I was busy trying to get all of my things in line so that way my car would be, inspected and all that. But everything is great now. I am just broke. Other than that, I'm just broke. Oh my goodness. Let me see what else has happened. Obviously, it's been the year mark since Chadwick Boseman has left us. Is this your king? Man, he was a good king. But I digress. Let me see what else has been going on. Not much. I've been seeing a lot of things for the new comic Static and everything, and I really need to go get that third story because I have it pulled and I haven't gone to get it yet. And I also need to probably read the rest of it so that way I could probably talk about it. But for now, I think I'll be okay. But that does bring me to my next topic. I wanted to talk about to you guys. I'm starting to get really close to these stories that, they haven't done a new one in a long time. So, which means that they will eventually do a new one, but by the time they do the next one, I'll be way over. I won't have anything to talk about because they won't have done anything. So, I think I'm maybe, 2 away from each of them? Let me check. Okay, so with Hell of a Boss, I am 2 away. With Black Sands, I'm 2 away. But with My Pride, I think I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to go before I end that one. Well, just get caught up. That's pretty much what it is me being caught up. So, I decided that I'm going to go into another story. One that I started a long time ago, but I just haven't brought it into this podcast. I'm going to go with Fairy Tales. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it, but it was a YouTube show that I really, really enjoyed. And they have a lot of content, a lot. There's a lot that I haven't seen, so at some, really, really quickly, we'll get to the point where I'm like, oh man, I haven't seen this next episode. So we're all going to be looking at it together. Or rather, you guys will have seen it. If you have caught up with it, then you will have seen more than I have, and you'll just be getting my reaction to the episode of which we're speaking of. I think that's the one I'll go with. I'm thinking about Forget About It, but I don't know. But I think I might, because Forget About It has about, 3 seasons, 84 episodes, and honestly, it was a good show. I don't know if it actually ever came on the air, but I know that when I saw it, it was always on YouTube. So I'm going to count it as a YouTube show. And I think those might be the two shows that I bring in and kind of go back and forth on, along with My Pride, until I end with My Pride and get caught up with that. And then I'll have 5 shows that I'm keeping up with. Well, really only 4, because Berry Tales is still continuing, but I believe Forget About It has actually ended. I don't know. I actually have to check on it. But I think I've found my niche. I enjoy YouTube shows, and eventually I will need some help picking out a new one. So if you all have anything to say, leave some comments down below. While you're there, you might as well hit the button and subscribe. But, that's just my opinion. But speaking of which, being back on the mic, let's hear my boy here.
No more switching sides, no more cutting strings.
Hey, what's up? It's Leo. I just dropped a new song. Catch me on SoundCloud /Leonardo. Thank you for your support.
No matter where I go, I got you, baby. No matter what you do, you know that I got you, baby. No matter where we go.
Man, I love that song. And honestly, he is going to be making some new ones here. I know I say that it's his album, but he hasn't added any more songs to it as of yet. But I cannot wait for him to do so. Now, I am about to do something just a little different this time. The only thing I'm going to do different is that I'm going to say the names of all the people that I have currently in the show, because I'm tired of trying to pick them out and throw them and this, that, and the other. So if you hear somebody that's not in the episode specifically, I'm sorry. I just wrote these out. I found them, and I'm lazy enough to say I am not about to delete them again. All right, so we're back with Black Sands, The Seven Kingdoms, Episode 4. It is a 2020 production. It is 25 minutes long and 26 seconds. Producers Black Sands. The cast is Christina Cloud as Asar, Malcolm Ray as Bess, Apademak and Geb, Marion Toro as Amasimi and Nebet, Keith Shaw II as Seth, Aaliyah Nicole as Aset, Hunter Scott as Ra, Kier Cosplay as Nuet, Miles Anderson as Rakesh, Phil Avalos as Assistant, Callum James as Jorbesh and Marduk, Kenya Rochelle as Aso, Wolf William as Anhur Montu and the narrator, Akanimo Efang as Inclose, Starve Marv as Loris, Anthony Brandon Walker as Tehuti. And the description is just like last time. For 1,000 years, the world has been ruled by ancient gods. Humanity was on the verge of annihilation until the arrival of the first god killer, Ra. I am his grandson, and heir to the throne of Kemet. He took it upon himself to forge me into the ruthless god killer as well, because of the ancient gods still ruling most of this world. Every day he pushed me to the brink of death, but the time for training is finally over. Reunited with my kin, now is the time I forge my path forward. I will be the greatest pharaoh that ever lived. I am Asar. So we start our story off with our heroes about to embark on their mission to escape from the city and go to take care of the business from the scroll in the last episode, which I still don't understand why they're having to escape, seeing as Pharaoh has given them permission to leave. But hey, I guess it's because Geb, their father, has said no, and they're the people Mantu and Anhur and everybody in Nekabet are bound to him. I would assume. I don't know, but regardless, the need to secure a ship and the person whom they are getting it from requires an unknown price. But time's of the essence, and the kids agree to the unknown terms that their sister Nehebet's friend has placed, regardless of actually knowing what it is, which we all know that is a horrible way to do business. You do not sign a contract you don't know. We then get reminded that these kids are not just kids, as Seth explains his connection to the military, and Asar shows his war room that him and his grandfather designed for the kids, as they grow older and become the god killers that they will be. A fight breaks out between Mantu and Anhur over the treatment of Baset, who is drunk in public and talking to Anhur about when are they going to settle down and just be them two. And this gives the kids their opening to get started with their operations. We are then reminded that Nekabet of the Sharingan is always watching. I know, different show, but I had to put it in there because she can see everything. We then get an explanation on Seth's connection and how it is the commander of one of the armies, and he has requested that they do a drill in the middle of the day without really telling him the reason behind it. Kind of, hey, if you do this, it'll help me, but you won't know exactly why, so you won't be in trouble. The commander says that it's too much because that will cause a lot of panic and stuff like that. But Seth is like, just trust me on this. And we get a flashback that occurs with the commander's son being stolen and how Seth ruthlessly saves him using his horrifying powers of mind and sand manipulation. He then stabs the kidnapper rather than letting the commander seek vengeance. And that is the end of that little part, but not the end of the flashback. After saving the boy, he asks for his Seth's help back to his house because his father is tired from searching and all this other stuff. And lightning strikes down, showing the skin of Seth and his vitiligo. The boy then turns on him, saying that he is cursed and that, he's a freak and everything else. Seth is about to get angry until the commander, the father, comes in with the logic that this man just saved you. Are you stupid? And then commends Seth in telling him that the future of this country is in good hands as long as he is there, and then embraces him, hugs him as a brother, which probably meant the world to Seth because most of his people and most of his life he has been considered cursed and, that he shouldn't be touched and this, that, and the other, but being the royal family, he's still somewhat respected. It's a weird balance there. As they continue towards the docks, they are also they are so close to doing everything without drawing attention. Nehebet tells her younger sister to not jinx them, as then she can immediately just jinxes them. I kind of wish they would have spread that out a bit to where it wasn't literally, hey, don't jinx us, and then she says something that jinxes us. I'm not kidding. It's literally line for line. The soldiers are now in hot pursuit of the royal family. Nekabet intercedes and talks to Anhur, being very coy and telling him that she knows where they are and that she's been following them pretty much all day. But she had been instructed just to watch, so she didn't say anything. She then points Mantu and Anhur into the right direction and literally blowing the kid's cover. She has this like lightning this lightning bow, and she with her Sharingan just straight up looks, fires, and their cover is blown. I want this weapon, I really do, but either way, All the kids are about to panic before Seth speaks up, saying that they should make a distraction somewhere else before heading to the dock, so that way their informant, or not their informant, but their help doesn't get in trouble as well. In agreement, the operation continues. Anhur and Montu are on their trail, and Asar, being the bullheaded one he is, decides to stay back and take on the two very powerful enemies on his lonesome. Good thing his sister Nehebet decides to stay behind him. Anhur reminds Montu that they are royalty and he can't kill Asar, but that slight underestimation, we get a glimpse of how powerful Asar can really be. He kicks Montu away, and that probably takes a lot of power right there because this is a big dude. He is chunky. And using the earth as both a projectile weapon and cover to aid in their escape. Anhur takes it back that they shouldn't hold back, and then proceeds in the pursuit of him. And that's something I'm like, man, yeah, these kids are strong. Like, we get reminded constantly, they have been trained to to be God killers. Like, they're not yet God killers because, again, I don't think they've ever actually met a god, but their power is supposed to grow, and they are supposed to be these powerful beings. We then get an introduction to why Montu and Ahur are so powerful in that they are bound. We don't yet understand the mechanics of it, but we do get that it does make them infinitely more powerful. So focused on Asar, the two of them do not notice that Nehebet has pulled an illusion, and the two split. In the illusion, Nehebet creates an Asar lookalike, and those two go and follow it. And with following it, the illusion then dissipates, and they lose track of the children, giving them that final push they need to escape to the boat. Nehebet and the others recommune, and of course the kids are beyond the reach of the three, leaving them to figure out how to tell the children's father of the escape. Getting back to the boat, we learn that the captain of the ship is Sehut, and he is not yet a full-fledged magi, which I have not heard of this term until I heard it from, Assassin's Creed Origins. So I looked it up, and it says that the Magi was a demonium, which, if you don't know what a demonium is, or if I'm pronouncing it wrong, it is a term that is basically like, these are people from this place. Used in various ways throughout ancient Egyptian history to refer initially to a nomadic group of Nubia, from Nubia, and later a generic term for desert ranger police. So, basically they went around and made sure that everything was correct and that they were following Pharaoh. Either way, so I didn't hear about that one until I was playing that game, and I thought it was interesting that it came up in this show, which I'm not really surprised, but in the same breath, I'm kind of like, cool, I'm learning some new things. We then see that their escape was also in debt to Tehuti's son, who seems to be able to astral project, but he himself, I don't know. We do know that he emulates the power of the moon and that he doesn't age. So he is a very powerful person, and he will be even more powerful as the story goes along. But we learn of him. We get introduced to that new character, and as the story progresses, we finally learn the terms of their escape. The captain is the son of the Magi King. Again, the people, which I'm guessing he is being trained to be a Magi, but he is not yet a Magi because he left his tribe behind. But he's eventually going to be one, and he's also a prince, so that's a whole thing. We don't know who the Magi King is, but eventually, this is starting to set up some stuff. And their debt is to help him in his perilous journey, doing God knows what in this dark place in the distance. Either way, the price may have been too high for our heroes, and we go to black. So, this was a very interesting story. My final thoughts, like I said, interesting story. Very interesting. It finally hit that head of, oh man, some things are about to happen, and I think this is kind of a tiny climax to then go. We're then building back up because now they're on the boat, and we're about to get even more, and we're explained more and revealed more. Like I said, I think I've seen the next episode, but I don't know. But I know I haven't seen the 6th episode yet. So we're about to have a nice little journey here coming soon. What would I give it? I would give this one an 8. An 8 out of 10. Because honestly, it was great. Like, it had me, from the first time I saw it to the second time I saw it, I couldn't keep my eyes off. Everything, it was so action-packed, and there was so much going on. Like, it never broke. I never had to break from that reality of, oh man, this is a story, and me watching it, and the world around me is not in existence. I never had to break from that. So I'm very happy about that. Like I said, it's a little head, and it's a little bit of a climax, and finally we get that, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. So that is my final thoughts of Black Sands, The Seven Kingdoms, Episode 4. All right, I'll see y'all.
Well, that about does it for this episode. This is Chris B signing off. You can find me on Instagram at Final Thoughts Media, or go to my YouTube channel, Final Thoughts Media. Catch you guys on the next episode, and have a great day.